Okay, everyone, welcome to St George's Park for this press conference with Dan Burn. As ever, we can keep it to 3 questions per person, and if we do have time, we'll come back to you at the end, and then we'll have a short section at the end and bargain until 10:30 p.m. this evening. Rob Dorset, do you want to get us underway?
Dan, good to see you.
Thank you.
Huge congratulations, first and foremost. But look, you've had 32 years on this planet. I bet the last 5 days have been the most extraordinary of all of them and the most emotional.
Yeah, I've definitely had worse weeks, I'd say. I started off with the manager FaceTime us on Tuesday and saying that they were debating calling us up, and he'd let us know by Thursday, and then I got a sort of 6 o'clock Thursday night and not heard anything, so I said to my wife, I was like, I don't think nothing's going to happen, and I got a text saying, oh, you're still awake at 10. I was like, yes, straight away. And FaceTime and thought it was the good news, and I did struggle to sleep Thursday night, definitely. What did he say to you? He just said, well, first of all, he said I was very unprofessional for not being in bed for 10 o'clock. So I apologise for that. And then he said that he had been ringing everyone who hadn't made the squad. So again, I didn't think I was making it. And he just said he needed to sort of end the day on a good note, and that he wanted us to be in the squad and just to sort of do what he felt my strengths were, which I'd explained when I spoke to him. I said exactly the same to Eddie Howe when signed for Newcastle. I thought I could offer just as much off the pitch as I do on. I feel like I'm a leader on and off the pitch. I feel as if I just sort of sit into that role. I know it's going to be tough coming into here, knowing all these international players, and I've never done that before, but that's how I feel like I can best help the team, and that's what I'd want to do. Eddie Howe made it clear to us that he'd given all of the Newcastle players pretty free rein on Sunday night. You're not professional footballers tonight, but you had a rather important date the next morning here. How did all of that play out? Yeah, it was strange. I said as soon as we'd left the stadium, my focus had completely switched to this. I had my family here and me kids, so we ended up getting on the bus back at about 12 o'clock back to the hotel, and it was getting a bit rowdy, and I was just ready to go to sleep. So. As I said, there will be time to celebrate. I know that the club's put stuff out about there being a parade on the Saturday when we get back, so I think that's when I'll celebrate. But at the moment, I knew that I'd waited a long time for this opportunity, and I didn't want to spoil it.
Okay, Alex.
Hi Dan, Alex Howell, BBC. Thomas Tuchel's made a lot about your personality and how it was a massive strength of yours, and he wants you to bring that into the England camp. So alongside your personality, what has he said that he wants you to bring to this group? I think, listen, he spoke about us as a player as well. He said that I've been playing well for a long time. So obviously coming into, I'm not just coming in to sort of be a cheerleader and help the boys out. I want to play. I feel like I've got the ability to play at an international level, and I've said it for a long time, but you need to be given those opportunities, and for in the past, I can't speak about previous managers, but I've not been able to get that chance, so now I really want to just make the most of it and try and get on the pitch as much as possible. You had your first training session yesterday. What was that like? He said he was going to put the team through a crash course of how he wants England to play going forward, so how was it? Yeah,
it was sharp. I was on recovery, so I didn't actually train, but I was sat upstairs thinking, wow, I'm going to have to be on top of my game. So it was good. I know Anthony Barry, we spent time together at Wigan, so I know that he's a top coach and what he expects from training. It all looked really sharp. So I was on recovery. I'll probably train the first time today, which is good, because I don't really feel as if you get a gauge of each other until you've seen people train. So I'm going to have to be on top of my game.
Carrie Brown.
Dan, your dad wrote a very emotional open letter ahead of the final. How is he, and what advice has he given you?
Yeah, he's good. So that letter was actually from the previous final, but I think obviously it just came up again. So I think we probably learned lessons from that going into the second final, because I feel like we had all those letters given to us on the day, and there was people crying around the table, definitely. So it probably didn't work in our favour as much. But no, listen, he's very proud, which you would expect him to be. I haven't had a chance to speak to him actually since I've been here. It was late last night, so I said I would call him this morning. I've still not managed to call him, so he'll not be very happy. But yeah, I think he just said, just go and do what you've done the whole time. Just prove people right or wrong.
You've had some very big battles with some of the players you're now training with, who have been your toughest opponents, and any you've had to sort of had an apologetic chat with after some encounters?
Yeah, there's a few. I remember I absolutely smashed Jared when he was at West Ham, and I straight away I went to apologise. I think it was a bit of red mist. But no, listen, all the players here are top level, best players in the country. So it's like exciting to go up against them and train, and also, and as I said, just try and contribute as much as I can.
Alan Shearer said he told you should retire now. National club hero, England cap potentially coming. But is the ultimate to get on the train for this World Cup?
Yeah, I think I'm just sort of trying to take it sort of camp by camp at the minute. I just want to come and make as much of a big impression as I can here, and then just try and make the next camp. But obviously, listen, every sort of little kid's dreams to play the World Cup and even just play for your country. So to know that I've got that opportunity if I take it, it's special.
So just for the Newcastle fans, the message to Alan Shearer on you retiring now is?
Yes, I said to him then, he said, I think you should retire. I was like, I've got England in national duty tomorrow. And he said, oh yeah, okay, we'll see after that. So no, I still feel I've got a good few years left in this year. So no retirement yet.
That's great. Faye?
Hi Dan, nice
Hello.
to see you. Congratulations on your call up. Did you ever think that this was going to happen? Was there a part of you that felt you'd been overlooked? Thomas Tuchel said that you'd said that yourself. And why do you think you've been called up now?
I think I have been overlooked, but I understood it. I think what Gareth did to bring England from where it was to where it's been, sort of regularly competing in finals, I think showed that his method was very, very good. He sort of, in my opinion, purely just he treated it more like a club, which is it worked really well for them. It wasn't sort of like it was maybe back in the day where whoever was playing consistently well at the time was called up. It was more about that togetherness, and it was brilliant. But I said that obviously worked against me a little bit. So when the new manager came in, it was sort of a clean slate. But I think once you've been passed up over so many international breaks, you sort of accept that the time's passed. But luckily, the new manager's taken that chance on us. And as I said, I just want to try and sort of grasp the opportunity as much as possible.
He's also talked about the values with this team and the culture. And you talked there about what Gareth Southgate had done, bringing in like a club mentality, and Thomas Tuchel said that he wants to do the same. How has this brotherhood manifested over the first 24 hours that you've had together? Yeah,
really good. I think the manager had a meeting last night speaking about that, just saying that I've only got probably about 24 actual training days up to the World Cup, so when you put it in perspective, it's not a lot at all. It's not going to be where you can really implement a sort of strong way that he wants to play, which could take time over time. It's more going to be how we are with each other and how we interact with each other and push each other, and not being afraid to sort of speak up if we feel that something's not right or something should change. And I think it is about that. I feel like especially when I was younger, I would struggle with that sort of stuff because you sort of didn't want to ruffle any feathers or do anything bad. But I think that's how you learn best about each other. If something's not right or you feel like we could push more or do that, I feel that's the sort of how we're going to have to be if we want to have that ultimate aim of sort of winning the World Cup.
Just finally, has he spoken to you about your role, whether he expects you to be in more of a left centre-back role or playing as left-back? Yeah,
nothing yet. I think the sort of training today, he talked through the schedule for the week, so I think we'll sort of learn a lot more about that today, about how he wants to play and sort of his philosophy. But yeah, as of now, I said I only did one recovery session. So.
Thank you.
Yeah, back to Henry.
Hi Dan, congratulations on Sunday and today and
Thank you.
Pretty much every day. You would have been about 10 in the 2002 World Cup in Japan. Was that your first memory of a World Cup? And presumably, and because of the time difference, you were going into school and watching the England games in assembly. Yeah,
I spoke about that. Probably David Beckham scoring the free kick was like the first bit I can remember thinking, wow, like, I love football. And then that World Cup, we were actually in Florida at the time as a family, so I remember getting up at sort of 3 a.m. to watch England v Argentina with my dad at like a local pub out there. So that was sort of special memories for me, and probably what set off a dream of wanting to replicate that.
Thomas Tuchel, we've seen with his clubs, he's played with a back three and a back four. You're presumably at ease in either one.
Yeah, I feel comfortable. I feel like over my career I've played in all of those positions, and Premier League especially, with Graham Potter at Brighton, we used to play quite a hybrid role where I played full back and left of a three and centre back, and I've done the same at Newcastle. So to be honest, I just want to contribute wherever I can. I couldn't really care less where I'm playing. If I get a game, I'll play right wing if it gets us on the pitch. So
Get down the road to Ali Nations.
Ali Maxwell, the England pod. Hi Dan, congratulations. You've been a Premier League player for best part of 6 years now, but before that, the start of your career, you played at conference level, League 2 level with Darlow, played in League 1 and the Championship as well for a number of seasons too. How much do you look back on those early years and the graft that you put in at lower levels to form Premier League, England international, hopefully, Dan Burn?
yeah, I think it's just probably made us very resilient. I don't think I've had a very sort of straight line trajectory in my career. I started really late, and it's been sort of very up and down, going from making my Premier League debut at 21, and 3 years later I was released by Fulham at 25. So I feel it's just made us stronger now. I don't really care, to be honest, about people's opinions. Like I've learned over time, I know what I'm good at, and the only people's opinions that matter to me are Eddie Howe's and the managers, yeah, and whatever else will happen. But yeah, it's I feel like I've been doubted a lot over my career. I think not many people who watch us play at Darlington would say that I'd be sat here doing a press conference for England. So, but as I said, I just think it's made us more resilient. As I said, I'm very, very confident in my ability. I feel like I deserve to be here, and as I just want to sort of take this opportunity.
It's obvious your affinity for Newcastle United, and what an unbelievable few days for yourself and for the city and the fans. What about Blythe? What about Darlow and representing, those communities, those clubs in particular as well, and showing those who play for those teams and support those teams that, such incredible quality footballers can be developed from that level? Yeah,
and I think it's probably the North East is a little bit overlooked for in football. There's not as many teams up there for the pool of players to come through, which there is in maybe London. But I'm very, very proud to be from Newcastle and from the North East. I love telling people where I'm from, and sort of very, very proud to be associated with all those clubs, starting from sort of Blythe Spartans and Blythe Town through to Darlington.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ali. Come to John Murray here at the front.
Hello, Dan. John Murray from 5 Live. Did it make you laugh last week when Thomas Tuchel said he's very tall, but he's easily overlooked?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, but that's probably the story in my career. Really, I think, like visually on the pitch, if I do a mistake or something like that, I feel like it's probably magnified just by how it looks. But yeah, it did make us laugh. I was surprised at how tall the gaffer was, to be honest. I obviously remember him from Chelsea, but never came up to him, and I saw him yesterday. I was like, oh, you're actually quite tall.
You talked about the number of training days until the World Cup. So does the World Cup now become a target for you when perhaps start of last week it wasn't necessarily? Yeah, I would say Monday definitely wasn't on my radar. But now I think that's got to be the ultimate aim. I feel like there's going to be a lot of steps that I'm going to have to go through to get there, but I feel probably being in that very first camp is important. It sort of means that at the moment I am there, but as I said, I don't want to be there for no reason. I want to be there because I've proven to people that I should be there, and I said taking my chance. And you talked about being overlooked. Did you actually think that this had passed you by?
Yeah, I think so. I think there was a little bit of chat around the World Cup in 2022 when I was playing sort of left back. Thought there might have been a chance then, but I felt it was hard. I'd never played any international football at all, which worked against us, but it's also, I can't gain that experience without having international football, so it was sort of a situation that wasn't ideal for us. I did genuinely think that it was that it had probably passed us by at 32, but as I said, when the new manager came in, it was always that feelings of you never know. Similar, I went to Newcastle. I'd never ever thought that I was going to be able to play for Newcastle, and it was one of those where you think, oh, the opportunities passed us by, but luckily I've managed to get one.
Okay, is that it for the live section? Just one at the back. Microphone. Carry for your best map, thanks.
Hi Dan, Michael Neudecker, Süddeutsche Zeitung, Germany.
It really matters. It's not the first time that we've had a manager from a different country, and if Thomas comes in and he's the most qualified manager for the job and can make it perform and ultimately get to the World Cup and win it, I don't think it should matter sort of what nation the manager comes from, in my opinion.
Okay, you looking for a question live? Yeah, last one for the live section.
Hi, it's Stacey Foster from ITV News. Could you tell us what impact that late night FaceTime with the England manager had on you over the weekend and now coming into your first training camp today?
Yeah, well, I definitely didn't sleep on the Thursday night, I can guarantee that. But I think it was a tough one because I felt as if I didn't really want to have any distractions from the cup final at the weekend. So I came in and spoke to the gaffer Eddie Howe on Friday morning. Said, listen, like, we'll speak about this for 5 minutes, but after that, I just want to sort of park it and we can sort of speak about this again Monday. I knew how important the weekend was for everyone associated with Newcastle, and don't get us wrong, I was buzzing and all the lads were buzzing for us, and we definitely did speak about it, but it was sort of, I tried to put it at the back of my mind until the final whistle went Sunday, and as I said, like, as soon as that was done, that my focus had completely switched. So I'd say Sunday definitely hasn't sunk in. I don't think it will for a long time. I spoke about after the game, I still feel pretty numb about it all, and really want to feel something, but currently my focus is completely on what I can do for England and how I can help.
Thomas Tuchel's talked about creating a brotherhood here. When you arrived at St George's Park for the first time, what was the reaction from your fellow players?
Yeah, it was good. I was probably one of the first, yeah, but I knew Reece James from Chelsea, and obviously Tino, so it was good to see them. But I've played against these lads numerous times and sport them on the pitch, so it's always going to be friendly, but it's competition as well. Listen, like, everyone wants to play for England, and you know that there's players in your position, and I think that's what drives people. I think when people are comfortable and they feel like the position's theirs, sometimes it can get a little bit complacent. So I feel it's good. I feel like it's a clean slate for everyone, but maybe not everyone's opinion. But in my opinion, it's a clean slate. That's the mentality I'm going in with, and I think training and the games will be really sharp, knowing that you want to make an impression on the manager and play regularly for him.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll conclude the live.